Welcome back to World Drum Club. I'm Kalani, your host and teacher. In this lesson, I'll be looking at Calypso rhythms for bongos. World Drum Club. So some of you have been asking me to share some different rhythms for bongos. I thought, well, let's go with the Calypso. It's a fun rhythm. It's a useful rhythm. It's one that you can kind of transpose and translate into different styles. So let's do it. So we're going to look at two variations of the Calypso rhythm. One is going to be simple, that you can play faster. One's going to be a little more complex, better for slower speeds, and to give you a little more challenge level when you're ready for it. Okay, so the first one is going to be similar to the one that I've recently taught on congas, so you might want to look at that video as well. But basically it sounds like this. We'll do it nice and slow to begin with. 1 and 2 and da 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 da. So this is pretty straight ahead. It's 1E, 2E, and. Or 1E, 2E, and. 1E, 2E, and. There's an alternative accent that you can put on the high drum in your left hand, but I'm going to show you the simplest version, and then we'll embellish it a little, and then we'll move on to the other type. So the first one, we'll slow this down even more. And I had the subdivisions on, but I'm going to turn those off right now. So that's 1E, 2E, and. 1E, 2E, and. Okay, really straight ahead. Now here's the variation. You can put an accent, an additional note in your left hand. 3 and 4. Okay, so when we speed that up to something that would be like more of a dance tempo, you can even alternate those two. So like ba-da, ba-da-po, ba-da, ba-da-ba-do, ba-da, da-ga-do, da-ga, ga-da-da-do. So let's hear what that sounds like. All right, and if you can get a metronome like this is Dr. Beat. This is the one I've been using for a long time. It's super analog. Basically low tech on today's standards, by today's standards, but it has a lot of nice features. Like you can turn up the subdivisions, or even more subdivisions. You could drive yourself crazy with that, but be careful when using a metronome. That's what I always tell people. But use your metronome. Practice with a metronome. All right, let's go to the other one, and I'm going to show you this one at a slower tempo because it has a little bit more of a move in it. And that one sounds like this. So let's listen to that one slowly. So here's the big difference. In this one, we're doing two double strokes in a row. We're doing a double in the left. So we're doing a tone, tone, touch. And the touch is really like a ghost note, but it's still 2 in the left and then 2 in the right. So it's right, left, left, right, right, left, right, left. Here it is slowly. All right, let's try this a little bit faster. We're going to go at 100 beats a minute on this a little more interesting version of the Calypso bongo pattern. Da-da, 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 da. Okay, so that's fine at that tempo. When it gets up a little faster, it starts to get a lot more challenging because you're doing this double move. But you know what? You could actually, if you're playing in a band, if you're playing, like, let's say in a musical setting, like in a pit band or for a stage or even for a recording, a lot of the time people will actually use sticks on bongos. And that's fine if it's for a recording or a show or something and you just need to get the job done. You know, you don't have to be a purist about, well, the bongos are only played with your hands and it's only played like this and that. Well, that's true in certain genres like salsa. But, you know, if you're just doing a show and you need to play the bongos and get a sound out of them and play it fast, you could use some sticks. Carefully, though, whenever you strike drums like these with sticks, you want to make sure you're very careful not to dent the edges, the bearing edge. So you have to be very careful when you use sticks. And I would use very thin sticks. You know, don't use a full-size drum set stick on the bongos. Maybe we'll do a video on drum and stick safety. How about that? For the future. But here it is one more time. I hope you enjoy this. If you have any questions about it, feel free to leave them below. If you have some information that could be helpful to our world drumming community, leave it in the comments. All right, so if you're not familiar with Calypso music, another thing you can do is Google Calypso music and specifically maybe steel pan music or music of Trinidad and Tobago because that's where Calypso and soca music comes from. So what I would recommend for you to practice in addition to using your metronome, get some Calypso, some soca, and enjoy it, put it on the speakers and play along, all right? Have fun with that. I'm Kalani. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being a supporter of World Drum Club.